7:43 in Trinidad and Tobago. While we wait to be joined via our Zoom link with our next guest, our final interviewee this morning. It gives us some time to finish the story I was telling yesterday about the Chinese chopper and the 1982 World Cup. And you might be wondering what that has to do with anything, because it's still 0-0, 82 minutes gone in the game between Wales and Iran. 1982 World Cup football finals. The games are like now showing live, playing in Spain, so it's during work hours. The problem was that too many people were staying at home to watch World Cup football. I stayed at home on a Monday, and I forged an excuse that I was sick or whatever it was. And I got one of my classmates to sign it, to watch my mother's signature and do it properly and so on. I stayed home to watch World Cup football. And the minister, I think it was responsible for public agencies or whatever, Ronnie Williams, as he was known, he decided that this could not continue. Because remember, that was the era of fet over back to work. George Chambers was the prime minister then, having taken over from the late Dr. Eric Williams. And it was in those early days of the World Cup. Brazil had just beaten Russia by 2-1. People staying at home to watch football. There was no more live football. And people started to cuss and get on, and they call him, the Chinese chopper. And there was a famous cartoon in The Guardian done by Dunstan Williams and and showing him with a Chinese chopper cutting the cord of a television just as people were watching the World Cup. That's how the whole nickname of the Chinese chopper came attributed to Ronnie Williams. And also, because of the difficult economic times that we were heading into, he was required to make some tough decisions in certain public agencies. So he took a lot of the flack for that. So that is where that terminology came in about the Chinese chopper and the 1982 World Cup football finals, which at the end were won by Italy, defeating then West Germany in the final by 3-1. And as we talk about today's games, the final game today, in the same way there was tremendous interest yesterday with Brazil, the final game today will see England back in action. And who can remember how England performed in the first 3 World Cups ever played? We'll have to leave that answer for another time. Who can recall how England performed in the first 3 World Cups that were ever played, 1930, 1934, and 1938. But let's now chat with the Chief Executive Officer of Conventus Consulting, Charlene Pedro, who's no stranger to this environment. She's the founder of Conversations Over Coffee. She's hosting a training event over breakfast. This development training event caters to the development of managers. With her guest speakers, this training is going to be fully engaging, and a complimentary assessment will be provided by an organization known as Telex's Solutions. And it's indeed an opportunity for all attendees to benefit. Ms. Pedro is with us now. Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Cassidy. So happy to be here again. Always happy to be and joining you.
Good to have you with us. We've given the introduction, but we haven't importantly told where the event is, when it's going to be held, what time, and so on. Just fill those gaps for us, please.
Yes, so the important details. So it will be held on the 9th of December. And this time we are going at the Bricks. We are going to have a sumptuous breakfast as you come in. So we start with a lovely breakfast. Then we get into our presentations. As you say, we have 2 wonderful and experienced presenters with us. And I want to share that our presentations are not your stiff podium, head table presentations. The purpose is engaging. It's Conversations Over Coffee with Charlene Pedro. So we'll be engaging the audience. There's no podium. Your presenter will just be in front of you having a conversation. You get the opportunity to ask questions and clarify based on their experiences. And these are sharings, I like to call them, these conversations, you won't be able to Google them, okay? You won't be able to Google them, so you definitely need to be there. Again, the 9th of December, at the Bricks, starting with breakfast. We finish around 10. We end with a lovely networking activity. So it's all about fun and it's about learning.
So we're 2 weeks away from the event itself. What do people have to do if they want to get tickets for the event?
Okay, so quite simply, you go to the website charlenepedro.com and you will see in the shop page there, you can purchase your tickets online. If you want to pay by credit card, you can pay by credit card online. If you're an organization and you want to send your team, you simply contact us and we will arrange for you for your table of employees. And I want to say, Fazil, this has created a buzz with my past clients. We have some regulars. You know, when you're registered, when you go in the registration form, you'll see whether you're a fan or whether you're a newcomer, yeah, a potential fan. We have some regulars who come every single time that we have conversations over coffee. So we welcome our fans and we welcome our new fans who are jumping on.
Okay, and tell us about this assessment to be provided by Telexis Solutions. What's that all about?
Right. Okay, so Telexis Solutions, they are well known in the US for providing worldwide solutions to leaders and employees. What we're providing here, it's really a Christmas gift. What we're providing here is a leadership awareness assessment. So you'll have some questions to complete. Once you buy your ticket, we will send you the link for a voucher where you go on their website, you will complete your assessment, and then you get a report. And from that report now, you can now create a developmental plan for yourself. What I'm also offering with that assessment was the sense of assessment without having the opportunity for a debrief from someone who is more experienced with the assessment. So I will be offering my services complimentary. It's Christmas time. So I'll be offering my services free of charge to come in with you and go through your assessment and help you with your developmental plan.
Sure. Well, fans of your previous events, as you mentioned, will be very eager to take advantage of this opportunity. But let's say we have a few who are watching our program right now who are not familiar with it, who might be understanding what is this all going to be about. What would you like to tell them as far as introducing them to conversations over coffee?
Well, you know, we were formed 4 years ago. I had this idea of having a breakfast session, a breakfast training session, where people could go and intermingle with each other and truly learn, as opposed to just sitting down and being a passive listener when you go to breakfast sessions. So I really mirrored it behind after my training sessions, which are very engaging. So I used that concept to develop Conversations Over Coffee with Charlene and Pedro. Actually started just Conversations Over Coffee. And one of my assistants said, why don't you add your name to it? So that was like a year in or so. So now we have Conversations Over Coffee with Charlene and Pedro. We promise you that when you come, our first watchword is that you will be informed. The information we're going to share with you, like I love to say, it's not something you can Google, because, you know, these professionals are coming, and not just professionals, but we have the managing director from Guardian Media, Dr. Carrie Ann, and we also have Elton James from GNMB, Finance Express, and they're going to bring to you their personal experiences in terms of leadership. So it's not something that you're going to get in a textbook or in one of those leadership books that you read about. You know, you're going to get real life experiences. And the key to the thing is that you get to interact with the speakers. Like I said, it's a conversation. It's not a presentation per se, it's a conversation. You get to interact and ask questions as we go along. In between there, I love to have fun in my sessions. So in between there, we're going to have some prizes. I've already ordered the black cake, still to get the puncher creme. So we have some lovely Christmas prizes to give away as we go in. So the presentations, the conversations will be punctuated with some fun activities so you can win your prizes. And then in the end, we end with some networking again, some networking activities. So we squeeze so much between 7 and 10, but we promise that when you come, you will be informed, you will be engaged, and you will be inspired.
And before we conclude, Ms. Pedro, just remind everybody again, once more, it's happening on December the 9th, 2 weeks from today. It's a breakfast event at the Bricks. And for people who would like to get tickets for the event, $485, what do they have to do, once again, if they want to get tickets?
So you can just go to charlenepedro.com and you'll see your tickets there. Or you can simply call me at 352-0423, or just tag me on any social media.
And
how are ticket sales going so far? Well, soon as we hop on social media, make a statement, we find there's an influx of calls. Someone called me yesterday. They wanted to know more about the assessment. They wanted more information because they're interested in sending their team. So it's really created a buzz, particularly the assessments. I mean, that is a steal of a deal to have the opportunity to have an objective assessment of yourself as a leader and to develop a plan based on that assessment. So, it's not an opportunity to be missed.
Absolutely, and it sounds as if it's going to be a very interesting event that's happening once again. Charlene, Pedro, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to be with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. 7:54 in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see what we have for you once again this time. Let's see. It's a traffic presentation that we have for you. Trying to work out which look. It's Arapita Avenue. In fact, it says so right there on the screen in West Port of Spain, or west of downtown Port of Spain, Arapita Avenue and Carlos Street. As the camera swings around, we swing to a break right now.
Too much and confusing, but you just have to know you're doing. I'm feeling so good, I must share.